Golden Freddy has puzzled FNAF fans for over 11 years now, but today everything changes. What if I told you I actually solved Golden Freddy? For years, theorists have guessed, is it the same costume as Fredbear? Is Cassidy possessing it? Or even the crying child? But the truth has been in front of us the entire time. Let's break down all the evidence and finally uncover who Golden Freddy really is. But before we dive in, make sure you smash that subscribe button if you love FNAF theories. You won't want to miss the next big reveal. Before we dive into the clues, let's quickly recap what Golden Freddy is. Golden Freddy first appears in Five Nights at Freddy's 1, where he's a teleporting yellow bear that resembles the look of Freddy, while not having an endoskeleton inside. We then see him in FNAF 2, where he's slightly more damaged. Over the years, countless fans have come up with countless theories trying to figure out who or what Golden Freddy really is. One popular theory points to Golden Freddy being the same animatronic as Fredbear, the original golden animatronic from Fredbear's Family Diner that we first see in FNAF 4. Some people say that Golden Freddy might be the same as Fredbear due to their noticeable similarities in their designs, and due to a couple more facts from the games we will talk about later. Then, who's for possessing Golden Freddy? There's the crying child theory. Some people think Golden Freddy might be connected to the crying child or Dave Afton from FNAF 4, linking back to him dying to Fredbear and the bite of 83 and the tragedy that followed. Other theories exist too. Some say he's Cassidy, the vengeful spirit from Ultimate Custom Night, and the crying child, while others have more out there ideas. But the truth is, most of these don't explain everything we see. Every theory leaves too many unanswered questions, and that's exactly what makes Golden Freddy so mysterious. So, if the popular theories about who or what Golden Freddy is don't hold up, what does the evidence we have actually tell us? Well, in the games, either Golden Freddy or someone associated with him keeps saying, "It's me." Which is strange, considering that we play as Purple Guy William Afton's son Michael Afton, the brother of the crying child, and it would make sense if the crying child was trying to communicate with us. And now if we take a look in the books, we see even more evidence. In the Fazbear Fright series, there is a character named the Stitch Wraith. The Stitch Wraith contains two souls. One is a kid named Andrew. Andrew is believed to be the book's parallel to Cassidy, as they both torture William and prevent him from dying. The other soul is a kid named Jake, thought to parallel the crying child, based on the dialogue they have in the security logbook. These clues hint at a connection between the games and the books, and they suggest that the spirit or spirits behind Golden Freddy has always been influencing events in ways most fans overlook. Now that we've recapped Golden Freddy and looked over some of the common theories and evidence, let's look closer at what we think points to the truth. Now, for Golden Freddy being Fredbear, the evidence completely lines up. In Ultimate Custom Night, if you use a death coin with only Golden Freddy in your game and let him jump scare you, you will get a secret jump scare of Fredbear. Take this along with the fact that they are both golden bear suits, and Phone Guy says that Spring Bonnie is a spare suit from an older pizzeria, which is always associated with Fredbear. This almost confirms that they are the same. Now, for the souls, Golden Freddy behaves differently from any other animatronic. In Ultimate Custom Night, it's commonly presumed that you are playing as William Afton in his personal hell created by the Golden Freddy spirit. He then twitches after you complete 50-20 mode, showing you that he's not going to let you leave. We've already mentioned the empty suit, but let's emphasize it again. Most animatronics have endoskeletons and move like robots, but Golden Freddy's suit is completely collapsed, his endoskeleton's missing, and he teleports around the map. Golden Freddy also has a unique game-crashing jump scare. No other animatronics in FNAF do that similar jump scare except for Nightmare, which is clearly a parallel to Fredbear. Combine that with all of his other weird features, it's clear this is no ordinary animatronic. Golden Freddy is almost always accompanied by children's laughter, suggesting a connection to the spirits trapped in the pizzeria, or the ones trapped in itself. Like I previously stated before, the words "It's me" flash across the screen, which many fans connect to the crying child or Dave Afton from the Golden Freddy suit trying to talk to the protagonist or his brother Michael Afton. But notice how sometimes when it flashes "It's me" across the screen, there are other animatronics. Pair this along with the fact that the book the week before hints that all the animatronics say "It's me." It definitely adds weight to the crying child not being in Golden Freddy. For the vengeful spirit, we know it inhabits Golden Freddy and tortures Afton in Ultimate Custom Night. But who could that be? After you get jump scared by certain animatronics in UCN, there is a chance you can hear a faint voice in the background. This voice is said to be the vengeful spirit in the castle logs for the game. Who could this vengeful spirit be? After you complete 50-20 mode, Golden Freddy is still twitching, showing you that they will not let Afton leave this personal hell, that they are the vengeful spirit. To find out who or what this vengeful spirit could be, we have to take a look at the second Five Nights at Freddy's game, FNAF 2. During the minigame Give Gifts Give Life, we see the puppet moving around giving the lost children from the missing child's incident life again in the form of possessing the animatronics. But we only see 4 lost souls when we know the missing child's incident had 5. Where's the last soul and who does it possess? Well, after you complete the minigame, you get a brief jump scare of Golden Freddy symbolizing that the final kid from the MCI possesses the friendly Fredbear suit. Who could this kid be that possesses Golden Freddy? Well, we had absolutely no clue for about 5 to 6 years, until the Five Nights at Freddy's security logbook came out, where after completing this insanely hard puzzle, which one of MatPat's fan theorists solved, it was found out that the name was Cassidy. So, if we have a soul named Cassidy in the suit, which is clearly a parallel to Andrew from the books, who is also in a suit but with 2 souls, why doesn't it have the crying child in it? Well, even though it should be a straightforward answer, it's a little more complicated than that. We are introduced to the crying child until Five Nights at Freddy's 4, where he's the main character you play as in the minigames before each night. In these minigames, we see the crying child, well, crying the whole time as he's being talked to by a psychic friend Fredbear, or just his dad William Afton with a microphone. The crying child is crying the whole time because he is either home alone with his brother and getting bullied, or being scared from the animatronics based on the rumors he heard from the other kids that lived around in that area. The crying child was living each and every day of his life like this until his birthday. On his birthday, his dad William Afton hosted his birthday party at his first restaurant, Fredbear's Family Diner, where the crying child was of course terrified of. His brother Michael, knowing that he is terrified of the animatronics, especially Fredbear, thought it would be extremely funny if he lifted his brother up to kiss the Fredbear suit until his brother's head was crushed by the force of Fredbear's mouth closing shut. This is the first of many reasons why many fans assume the crying child isn't Golden Freddy, because Golden Freddy and Fredbear are the same animatronic, and because the crying child clearly dies to Fredbear similar to how Cassidy also dies to the same animatronic. But here's a big plot hole. The crying child didn't die inside the suit, or even near it for that fact. Yes, he died because of the suit, but as we see in FNAF 4, he dies at a hospital, or in hospice care as we hear the heart monitor flatline, and the fact that there's no heart monitor inside Fredbear. I also believe that in FNAF 6 and Midnight Motorist, the lump of dirt we see is the crying child's grave, so why would his soul be inside Fredbear? Well, the one main point that rebuttals that claim, though, is once again the security logbook. In this book, we can see a clear conversation, well, maybe not so clear, between 2 souls. We figured out that one of these souls is the vengeful spirit, and the other may be the crying child. The soul who might be the crying child talks to his brother, the protagonist, Michael Afton, who was the one writing in the book. If the crying child is talking to the other spirit in Golden Freddy and his brother, why wouldn't he be possessing the suit? Well, I personally believe he isn't possessing the suit, because that conversation doesn't necessarily have to happen inside of the Freddy costume. First of all, we know that the crying child loves his Fredbear plushie, to the point where when he dies, he imagines that it's not his dad talking, it's instead the Fredbear plushie. We also know that from fellow theorist Rye Toast, I'll have a link to his video in the description, don't worry, that in the book The Fourth Closet, the souls don't see things normally as how they normally would. For example, the MCI kids see William Afton not as a spring-locked old man, but as a spring Bonnie character. So it would also make sense that if the crying child died, since we know Fredbear is Golden Freddy, you'd see the ghost possessing Golden Freddy not as the thing he died to, but as his little Fredbear plushie. This would also explain the conversation that Cassidy has with him in the security logbook. Now that we know Cassidy possesses Golden Freddy and the crying child does not, the next question is why? Why does Cassidy have so much anger towards William Afton? Well, if we once again look at Ultimate Custom Night, we can hear multiple voice lines saying something along the lines of
"Greetings from the fire, and from the one you should not have killed."
So we know 100% the vengeful spirit will not rest if it means William Afton can't rest either. She puts him in constant misery and pain like he did to her, going up against each and every one of his creations for eternity. But why? Well, we know that William Afton killed her, but none of the other murder victims were as mad, so why was she? Well, I have a theory that I believe we see her pissed and we see Golden Freddy twitching because William Afton spring-locked Cassidy to death. I know multiple other people have mentioned it, but think about it. It makes sense on why Golden Freddy is always seen twitching. And it also makes sense on why Cassidy is so pissed off. It's stated that getting spring-locked to death is easily the most brutal and painful death in the FNAF universe. So it completely makes sense why Cassidy hates William Afton. This also explains why Golden Freddy behaves so much differently than the other animatronics. She just isn't wandering around the pizzeria scared and lost. She's actively searching for William Afton the same as Michael. So there you have it. Golden Freddy isn't the crying child. The spirit inside the suit, the one who has haunted FNAF fans for over a decade now, is Cassidy. Her anger, her vengeance, and her mysterious nature explain every weird jump, every unsettling laugh, and every "it's me" in the games. After over 11 years of debates, questions, and theories, the mystery of Golden Freddy is finally solved. And while the story of the other spirits continues, Cassidy's presence reminds us all why the world of FNAF is so full of secrets waiting for those brave enough to uncover them. If you enjoyed this deep dive video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a theory. And tell me in the comments, what do you think Cassidy will do in her next endless pursuit of justice? And stay safe out there, fellow theorists. Have a good one.